for prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather may be considered one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time, but whispers around the boxing world suggest that stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford could be a disastrous move. Experts warn that Mayweather, now long retired and past his prime fighting years, would be putting his legacy and health at serious risk against a pound-for-pound king like Crawford, known for his brutal combinations, sharp timing, and ability to adjust to any opponent. Crawford represents a dangerous challenge that many believe Mayweather should avoid at all costs.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. Of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
So that was a big take. But
not really.
I think
lost to
so.
both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now
What?
He doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired from professional boxing with an unblemished 50-0 record, securing his place as one of the greatest defensive fighters in history. Terence Crawford, also undefeated, has carved out his own legacy as a multi-weight world champion. Known for his ability to switch stances, sharp ring IQ, explosive power, and diverse offensive arsenal, Crawford's dominance continues to fuel comparisons and hypotheticals. As both legacies grow, debates over who would prevail in their prime are building unstoppable momentum.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter in this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. Chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. It was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Legendary three-division champ Shane Sugar Mosley has made waves by suggesting that Crawford might actually have the edge over Floyd Mayweather, at least in certain versions of Mayweather. Mosley pointed out Crawford's power, versatility, and ability to switch guards, arguing that those skills give him unpredictable angles and dangerous offensive options. He said that against Money Mayweather, Crawford could come out on top. However, Mosley admits that the younger, more aggressive pretty boy, Mayweather, might be a different story, presenting a tougher challenge for Crawford.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Tim Bradley, a former world champion, has publicly stated that he believes Crawford would beat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He emphasizes that Crawford is very smart, versatile, and has strong timing. Bradley acknowledges Mayweather's defensive mastery and agility, but argues Crawford has enough offensive and tactical tools to break through.
Distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the
Shane hurt
Judah
him.
fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Amir Khan has expressed strong respect for Crawford and believes there is a legitimate case that Crawford could beat Floyd Mayweather. Khan points out that Crawford's timing in the ring is exceptional, observing how he was able to disrupt rhythm, make precise adjustments, and execute smart game plans. When reflecting on his own fight with Crawford, Khan noted Crawford's ability to frustrate opponents by making them miss by fractions, then punish openings with well-timed combinations. He also believes Crawford is superior to many big names in the welterweight division, and feels that even someone with Mayweather's legendary defensive craftsmanship might struggle to cope with Crawford's mix of offense, ring IQ, and adaptability.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather as well.
Carl Frampton, the former two-division world champion, has expressed a belief that Terence Crawford's showing versus Canelo went beyond simply winning. It shifted how he views where Crawford stands relative to Floyd Mayweather. Frampton argues that Crawford's dominance over Canelo, particularly the way he controlled the fight, inflicted damage, and dictated the pace, is proof that Crawford has reached a level that could challenge Mayweather at his very best. Frampton compares the technical proficiency, ring generalship, and finishing power Crawford displayed in that fight with the benchmark performances people often cite when discussing prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo, but there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number one pound-for-pound spot?
You have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be yeah.
Shakur Stevenson has made it clear that he sees Terence Crawford as one fight away from entering the greatest of all time conversation, especially after Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson points to Crawford's skill set, movement, and boxing IQ, believing those qualities give him the tools to neutralize Canelo's offense and make the fight in Crawford's favor. He also suggests that a win over someone of Canelo's stature who's been considered boxing royalty would not just be another title on Crawford's resume, but a defining moment that shifts how boxing history remembers him. In Stevenson's view, beating Canelo would cement Crawford's legacy among the all-time elites and make it hard for critics to argue otherwise.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me
gonna,
a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like.
But
it's
that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right, I want
Regardless,
your
it's
opinion.
opinionated. My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
watch with him is like
Right.
he's one of my favorite fighters. So,
I know.
Crawford has pushed back against repeated comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, making clear he doesn't view their styles or careers as directly analogous. He emphasizes that Mayweather operated under a different era with distinct opponents, promotional structures, and public expectations, whereas Crawford's journey has followed its own unique arc. Crawford also insists that while comparisons may make for interesting media debate, his focus remains entirely on what he can control, refining his craft, choosing the right fights, and maintaining consistency. To him, comparing records or hypothetical matchups is less relevant than proving himself in the ring against legitimate top-level competition. He sees his achievements on their own terms, rather than as measured against Mayweather's legacy.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
No.
Many boxing experts have raised sharp criticism of Floyd Mayweather's recent run of exhibition fights, arguing they undermine both his legacy and the integrity of the sport. One of the main complaints is that these exhibitions are mismatches, often pitting Mayweather against non-elite fighters, influencers, or YouTubers, rather than true contenders, which reduces any competitive value. Critics feel that these bouts are designed primarily as money spinners, rather than sporting contests.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar De La Hoya has been particularly vocal, describing some exhibitions as embarrassing and saying they make a mockery of boxing. Analysts have questioned the entertainment justification for facing YouTubers, suggesting the spectacle does little to honor skill.
I want to say, but I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like, I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at the press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Do you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Areola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
Eddie Hearn also criticized one of Mayweather's exhibition matches, calling it absolutely horrendous, saying such events hurt boxing's reputation. Stephen A. Smith criticized Mayweather for selecting opponents who didn't match his caliber, suggesting these choices were driven more by financial gain than by a desire to uphold his boxing legacy. In a direct interview, Smith confronted Mayweather, asking whether he valued his wealth over his legacy.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never gonna stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You wanna get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that, it was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC, I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
The recent announcement that Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson will meet in a spring 2026 exhibition bout has generated significant controversy, with many in the boxing world questioning the credibility and worth of such matchups. Mayweather has pushed back strongly against critics of his exhibition matches, defending them as both the legitimate way to remain active and reap financial rewards on his own terms. He argues that retirement shouldn't mean total withdrawal, but rather the ability to live on your own terms, choosing what he does and when. Mayweather frames these exhibitions as a way to give both longtime and new fans the chance to see him perform, even if not in pro-recorded fights. He also insists that earning substantial sums from exhibitions is no different from other successful people who continue building wealth and influence well into later stages of life.
Dubai, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and Waltons, the people that own Walmart and Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself, from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
The warnings from boxing experts that Floyd Mayweather should steer clear of a bout with Terence Crawford are grounded in more than just hype. Crawford's recent performances have shifted the scales in discussions about who currently stands at the very top. Promoters like Bob Arum now believe Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. Ultimately, unless Mayweather returns in prime form with razor-sharp reflexes and tactical hunger, many experts feel that taking on Crawford presents more downside than glory. The safer path may be to let Crawford lead the narrative rather than stepping into a fight where legacy is already on the line.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, you know, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
What do you think about it? Does Crawford have what it takes to surpass Mayweather if they ever fought? Or is Mayweather still untouchable? Let us know in the comments below.